Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders, thanks to Sportsbet. I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Calvin.
Coach Calvinator.
How we going, boys?
Finals. And they throw curveballs.
They do throw massive curveballs.
Ridiculous, really. So we've got 3 weeks left to go, which
Brutal.
is the countdown that I'm on at the moment. I can't
too
wait
right.
for this season to be
At least you've got a good team, dog. Trust me. She's
No, I
a
don't.
long slog with a bad one, Cal.
Very true.
Could be a lot better. But anyway, we had our first finals this weekend. And
How did I go?
Well, Calvinator, in Classic,
Oh, yes.
you got beaten in the Bacon Cup
What a surprise.
by the mighty Warnie.
Oh, so it was a top 4 hit out, though. Double chance.
Ooh. Yes, so it was qualifying.
Okay.
So I get the week off now, which will be nice. Roy,
Yep.
you were in that bottom 4 of the top 8.
I was.
And so you got through those.
I did.
So,
And I'll tell you what, I've got big plans.
Okay.
I'm back on board now.
Yeah,
I've got
right.
something to play for.
Okay.
Bulldogs
Taking out that
2016.
championship. Yep.
you're going to come from the
I'll tell you
back
what, I'm a
end.
chance. I'm a chance.
In Bacon Cup draft, though, this week, Roy, Destroy
Oh.
versus Warn Dogs in the
It
semi.
is. I choked in my final.
Yes.
Yeah, badly. I've been pumping everyone by 100 points. Not this week.
I've had to come from the bottom half of the
Have you?
draw, So
And how'd you go? Were you good? I was not good.
solid.
Were you?
Solid.
Right.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
Even a couple
okay.
of loops to get me through, which was nice.
You need that at finals time,
You do,
though.
yes.
The old draft. Yeah.
And Calvin, you're in the other semi-final, so
Oh, here we go.
there we go.
Here we go.
So we're all a chance there.
The
Remember
cream
on-
is rising.
Remember
Now-
on draft day, my team was a laughing stock.
It was. And that's not a
Yep.
joke. Everyone literally laughed.
They did.
Good on you.
Yeah, here I come.
Good on you.
At least you picked the right crouch.
Oh, I tell you why you're in. You can thank me later.
Why is that?
The worst delisting of the season came from me
Who was that?
when I spat it at Connor Rosey.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you lapped him up down the bottom of the
And
ladder.
you hate him as
I don't.
well.
Yeah, I don't like seeing his big scores.
400s in a row.
Yeah.
What a weapon. I could do with that right about now.
So round 20 gave us a lot of interesting things and talking points. We always talk about how the fact that there is something in fantasy every single week
Yep.
to talk about.
It's the pure torment
Yes.
of the things. You can never just smoothly sail through without a bit of torment.
So Saturday afternoon, and it was before, so what do we have? There was a Swans and Giants game, Pies and Power. So
Yep.
that was starting around about the same time. There's
Yep.
a little bit of difference, but you get the final teams for them before anything has to be done after Friday night and all that sort of stuff. And we found out that Stephen Cornelio was a late out on Saturday afternoon. So a lot of people would have had trades up their sleeves.
Yeah.
Some didn't.
Some didn't.
And it meant for a fair bit of scrambling either way, whether you'd traded or not. So, Roy, you had already pulled your trades.
Which I'm reluctant to do usually.
Yeah.
So I've been really soft throughout the season and gone, I'm not pulling anything that affects that fright, like will affect my weekend. Well, I won't rule everything out.
Yeah.
So I don't pull trades usually on a Friday night because I just, in case there's late outs and stuff.
Yes.
And it has actually meant that sometimes I've missed out on moves that I should have made,
Yep.
et cetera, et cetera. And I thought I'm at a point in the season where my team, it's going nowhere really, except for potentially fantasy finals. So I'm just pulling this luxury trade and won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because I only had one injury, I think, at the selection table, which was rare. Now, so that meant my trades were locked when this soreness... What, did he not know he was sore on Thursday night?
Surely he knew.
Like, I'm calling BS on this, but... So that meant I was left with playing McComb, who did well in the end.
Yeah.
65, you'd take that. But who did I go with? Mr. Tackling Machine, big-bodied midfielder,
Cully.
Jai Cully.
Who was averaging 82?
Averaging 82. And he was on track for a normal rookie score, though. 36 at three-quarter time. I only ever asked for 50.
Yeah.
It's his third game. 50 or 60 would have been enough.
Lucky you didn't get a red card. To be honest.
I didn't even see that. So I was in that, and there's a lot of people that were with me that just had to take whatever was left on the bench. Now, this is after I've traded out the likes of Petraka and Cameron,
Oh, yes.
and then I just can't do anything. I'm sitting there looking at two
So
good
you traded out
outs.
tons.
Yeah, traded out tons to play a 36.
Unreal.
There's my torment for the round.
you
Where's
go.
yours, dog?
Well, my torment basically came from that as well because I still had my moves, so I had to pivot from my trade.
Pivot. Haven't heard that since the pre-season. Dog's back pivoting.
Well done, dog.
On the ball of his foot.
So anyway, I had to think twice because I was all about getting rid of Nick Dacos to Tom Stewart, and that would have worked out to have been a good one.
Yep.
That still held me with the Juicy Prusy move, which we might talk about him a little bit later.
Did you end up doing it?
Yes, I did.
Yes!
I got one.
Yes.
Anyway.
And you didn't?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know. This is.
I had Treloar and
What happened in
Canelio.
here?
You still could have done it.
Unbelievable scenes.
You probably could have.
Yeah, could have played Cully.
I found someone better.
Anyway,
reckon.
So what that ended
Right.
up doing is that I had the Canelio, right, he's got to go because
Yep.
if you've got a premium out for a week, you're trading anyway.
Yep.
And so that meant holding Dacos for his 60 and meant that I still went with my Bruce.
Lucky you.
And I got in bloody Bayley Smith for my... so it
he
was
was
a
disappointing.
bad move there on that part.
Yeah.
But I had the cash, Roy.
This
I gave you a call.
Yep.
And I'm going to put some blame onto you
Yeah,
here
do
for
it.
this.
Do it. But
Why did you call me?
Everything I said, I would stand by to this point.
I went with... I would have had 4K left over if I went with Rowan Marshall.
Oh, yes.
So-
I like where this is going.
Okay. And I'll stand by it too. I'm okay
100%.
with my decision making in that because at the time, if only St Kilda played before those games,
Yes. Yep.
that would have been turned around and I would have done that. Because if you remember back to Thursday night, we're sitting here, AFL Fantasy Live, talking about, Tom Campbell's in.
Campbell.
And Roy, you said Tom Campbell.
100%.
You can't get Marshall
No.
because of Tom Campbell.
And I stand by that. So this is coming from a guy who, let's not forget, number one trade target I had him as. I put him at number one in the ruck department of the rolling 22 back when we went over to Adelaide and Perth, what's that, a week ago now? So that's how highly I was rating this guy. And that was before he'd had his first solo ruck game against the Eagles.
Yep.
Okay, coming off illness and that as well. And he still sat there. However, Tom Campbell, he's not a flexible player. If he was playing, he needed his time in the ruck department. So if you look at his numbers in the VFL, for example, his hit-out counts are humongous. His form in the VFL is sensational. He does push forward and kick a goal or so a game in the VFL, but he needs to be in the middle. Marshall is a way better forward than Campbell is a forward. So if they played together, do not expect any of what we saw from Marshall. He would have ticked along to his 100, for example, but you were getting an extra 100K out of Bruce, who should have hit, say, 95, I would have predicted.
Yep.
So I think your justification
The
is
$100
fine.
grand was going to be handy there because it would have been a Dacos or a Crisp up this week.
Yeah.
It was essentially why that coin was going to be handy for someone that, yes, there's risk with Bruce. And
Of
we
course
will
there
talk
is.
about that.
But
However,
100K, it's still handy at this time of year.
But a lot of fun too.
Yeah,
Bruce.
but you got bent over and spanked hard.
wasn't good. So if you haven't picked this up or you missed all of this, Tom Campbell was a late out on Saturday afternoon. So after Bruce had been running around whacking blokes and looking like he got hurt, and
just the usual.
and the press conference afterwards, probably questioning his position in the team as well.
Oh, that didn't happen as well, did it? So he ticked every box.
He did.
He ticked every box. Unbelievable.
So that happened. But then, the Saints have done that, and Brett Ratton, Roy, you've been one of his biggest supporters.
I have.
Will you be after this?
We probably wanted to keep the Hawks guessing a bit. Our VFL had a bias, so we thought it was just we didn't know Reeves was going to be injured, so we thought, if they think there's two ruckmen, two ruckmen v two ruckmen, it's there's no real strategy or thinking about it. They would have done it on the spur of the moment, so we just wanted to take a little bit of time away there. But we don't usually do anything like that, so we just thought this week was important.
Don't do anything like that. Why do it in fantasy finals
There
then?
you go. Justify that, Roy.
Can't.
No.
I'm bloody speechless.
Yep.
I have him right down the bottom now with Spike.
Yep.
Oh, Spike. He's
lost the plot.
Yep.
We sung his praises a few weeks ago.
Did we ever? Yeah.
Anything but now.
Yep.
So he's not a spike anymore. He's a prickle. It's a nice way to put it.
It is.
Now, Dog,
right.
that would have been a sick feeling because part of our conversation,
it was awful.
Part of our conversation was, okay, let's just think about this. You would pay the extra 100,000 if Tom Campbell was not
easily.
playing.
No question.
The blink of an eye, because Marshall is way better than Bruce. He is way safer than Bruce.
Roy.
He's better looking than Bruce. He's got everything on Bruce.
Yes.
Yep.
Everything. Worth 100K easily, but Bruce was solo.
Yeah.
Marshall allegedly wasn't, because this team that never plays mind games decided to randomly dip their big toe in the water and go, how do you do this?
Just the planets aligned badly.
To torment.
They could have had that VFL game that might have been that afternoon, and we would have known that Campbell was playing in that.
We could have, and this is what disappoints me the most. We could have, and this is what I've come to actually expect. Now, obviously, I've been taking it for granted. There's people out there that know Tom.
Yes.
Tom knew he wasn't playing.
Yep.
You've only got to hit me up with a squirt, become a member of Team Awesome Sauce, and just make so many people happier.
The community have let us down.
They have.
Yep. Someone knew.
If you're listening to this, feel a bit disappointed. Did you try to find out?
Yep. Did you do enough?
If the answer is no,
hang your head.
What if you knew?
Oh. You
then don't come back.
Do not
you
show
are
your
not
face.
welcome. And
So-
you would never be a member of Team Awesome Sauce.
Let's have a look at how we went then in round 20. I'll start with my score, which was 23-46, which still moved me up. And I'm grumpy because I could have moved up a lot further if I had have had good trades.
Okay.
If you didn't back Bruce, you hate Bruce.
I
Why
know.
did you get Bruce?
A little bit more's on your head, because some of those lines that came out of my mouth were things
what
like,
did I say?
he still scored all right with Ryder in the side. He's still a better pick.
Oh, I did say that.
No, I said that.
Oh.
And you said, no, but Bruce...
Oh,
You know what?
Don't put words in
Roy,
my mouth.
Dog's coming 579th.
Could have been like top 400.
He can still win a hat. In fact,
No, I can't.
I'm going to go as far as to say,
I
if he
made up-
doesn't win a hat from here, he's the biggest choke of all time.
I made up... This is the thing. I made up 8 points on 100th place.
Hey,
This
If
was...
you had have gone Ryder, no, not Ryder, Marshall, and backed like
And if I didn't go...
a member of your own team,
Yes.
the Bombers,
oh, yeah.
imagine that, you could have been
Yep. Choking.
knock,
All right.
knock, knock.
Yeah.
Hello, it's the Warn Dog here. We're coming for my hat.
We were all pretty close in scores. Roy and Cow, you were super close.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
just the torment of it. The torment of it.
So, the scores there, Calvin, 23-11,
Yep.
Roy, 23-10.
Well done, Cal.
And this was
I'm happy for you.
where the message I sent to you, Roy, yesterday
Oh.
afternoon, and it was like going... Basically, the maths on it, because I was all... When I was having a crap weekend, I thought, right, am I in the vest? Am I in the vest? Where can I find
Where can my
something from?
sick mind get enjoyment from?
And it was that Calvin was going to have the green vest.
Oh.
You needed 38 points from Cully.
Is that all?
And that was a sure thing.
Yeah.
I thought going into the game. Cully has 36, which meant that Roy finished that 1 point shy of Calvinator.
So he had 36 at 3/4 time.
Yep. And
He
then
had a
did
whole
his-
quarter to get a handball.
Yep. And didn't.
did his hammy.
He got subbed off. Now, what's the punishment for the green vest this week?
Green vest this week.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to have one. Have you got one?
Yeah. Holding up the banner.
For who?
The Gold Coast game that's here.
Yes, we've got the Suns down here this week.
Oh my
Hit up
God.
your contacts.
I don't know if I can do that.
Roy has to hold up the banner.
That'll be on TV.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
You got a big scarf, put it on.
Can I wear my Hugh Greenwood badge?
Yes, you sure can.
That'd be funny.
I would do that then. No, yeah, okay. I'll do it. If Dog can make me do it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into where we've been talking for a bit here.
Here it is! That's what you did, Teddy. You stuck it right up them.
All right, +3 and -3. Let's start with the +3 because that's what that little stinger was. I'll start with Bray Shaw as my VC on Friday night footy, 137. He
Good
just
player.
gets it done.
Yeah.
Calvinator doesn't back him in. Like I said on Twitter, Calvin, he's in bad form. He's in bad form. So you can still go with your...
2 weeks in a row, hasn't hit a ton.
He's
And then he
had a
pulls that out.
180 this year. He's had a couple of 140s.
It's just a good player. I've changed my ways with Brayshaw. You need to as well. You need to show him a bit more respect.
So you can
Cal.
do that. Now, yeah, Calvin, you didn't even have him in your top 10.
No.
And you didn't want me to do it.
No.
Because you don't want me to have success. That's probably
Well, that's a
100%.
flag.
partly for it. But
Hence why you've got Bruce, not
I'll give you a
Marshall.
little bit of a secret there, Calvin.
What's that,
I
mate?
had to go him because I had a full bench of...
Oh, finds a way to turn it into the Warn Dog grooming
What a
show
nightmare
again.
of a weekend you had. Yeah, so I only had one option as my VC, and that was old mate Hayes, who was playing the first game on Saturday. So I had to do it anyway.
Well, there you go. I didn't realise that. Kissed. God, you've got a good team.
Brilliant team.
You did actually have a good team.
Who's your +3, Roy?
Well, the only one that kept my head above water, really.
Yeah.
So, like a negative, when I'm getting the green vest, but I'm hitting a 2-3, I still sleep reasonably easy. And that was thanks to Marshall's 163. Because I was one of those bold people that picked him up a week before off his week of illness. 163. His stat line was phenomenal.
30 touches, 9 marks, 7 tackles, 35 hit outs.
That's why he was number one
elite.
In the Roland 22. Because when he's around the ball, he is an absolute animal. He's a beast. Are you guys looking at him this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
If I can.
Cow, who's your
Well, it's a little bit
go-to?
boring, but I didn't have big scores like you blokes. I had a 119 from Doc, so
That's just,
It's just good.
solid as a
It's
dock.
solid as a
dock.
dock.
We probably should have all had in there Zach Merritt.
Zach Merritt.
172, but it's like
remember
a
when we have
consensus type one.
the consensus.
172, 37 at half time, scored 135 in the second half.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
Go, say something.
Or ask something?
Yes.
Is he getting his name back up in the mix? It's been there before.
yeah.
As pig talk.
Yeah, he's done the years before, which are just short of snoutage.
Yeah.
About a 115 sort of dude.
A big part of being a pig
But what
is
he's
what
done
you
lately.
do in the game for it as well.
Oh, he
took
had
a mark.
that.
No, there was it a holding the ball, was it?
Yeah,
at the end of the game.
yeah, a long
and it was
way up.
70 metres
Yeah.
out. Nah, he's having a shot. And he's gone the barrel. So that 3 points kicked because it was a legitimate shot at goal. Yeah. So when the siren...
Define legitimate.
Oh, I'd only feel 38 metres short, but no. If you've got the ball, and we always used to think, oh yeah, kick it,
Yeah.
so that you get the point. You only get that after the siren if it is a legitimate shot. And that was, like, he was lining up. The umpire let him do it. Like, that's
100%.
where it's a legitimate one.
I've seen people stat chasers. God, I love those guys. But I've seen them request it and be told by the umpire, no, you aren't a realistic chance.
Yeah, how do you know, mate?
How rude.
I know.
Who do you think you are?
And, yeah, in there too. Oh, we should mention Lairdy as well.
Oh, yeah.
Another 130.
But listen.
What's that?
5 in a row now.
The tackles are massive.
You haven't answered me still.
Oh, sorry.
Is he allowed to have his name back in the conversation?
Yeah, because of the way he plays. It is pig-like playing.
His
and
numbers the last few weeks. So
these are your arguments against, like, how a Gary Ablett, for example, never got snouted because he didn't, like, play with that piggery that, like, a Zach Merritt
He just
does.
played too good.
I don't know. He invented the around the back.
Yes.
The handball handoff. That was pig.
But he's just too
He was the
skillful,
only
I
one
think.
doing that. No, I won't have a bar of that. Now, that's why he just got goated, didn't he?
Yep.
Now, the thing with Merritt, though, you look a few weeks ago, probably 8 weeks ago, he flicked a switch and hit 118, coming off a couple of very average scores. And then you look back 2 before that and was about a 50. Since then, that 118 that got his season going, 122 is his worst.
Yeah.
And then that game, that's next level. I just think he deserves to not have the door fully closed on him again after that.
I'm happy just
He's
to
still young.
open it.
He's still young.
135 in the second half.
It's unbelievable.
From a guy who's been in the conversation before,
Yep.
I just think he deserves to be back in the convo.
Okay.
All right.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
Snotty nose cow. Who made you get a little bit crabby?
Bayley Smith. Speaking of snotty noses.
And that was almost the thing too with that. You picked him up this week?
Yeah, because he came in for Cogs.
Yeah, and that was the same. And it was just the easy option.
Yeah, there he is. I'll get him. No worries.
Give you the hot tip. He was better than Cully.
He was better than Cully.
Yeah, but didn't
Just?
cost like he did far out.
No, 65 on debut. Not
Is
good.
it 65? Is that what he has?
Yeah.
65.
Not much better than Cully.
No. He matched McComb.
Yeah. Ugly. So, but anyway, it was Geelong in Geelong, so that's always going to be tough.
Nah,
but
that's a worry. That's a huge worry moving forward.
That ground didn't suit him.
Nah.
I hope that's the reason.
Yeah, wow.
I'm going
65.
to give mine then to Ben Keys. He had 89, which
That's all
is
right.
not
That's
awful.
how good your team is.
It was. I think it was 95, but a late score adjustment took some points off him. That
The torment. Another example
It's
of
about the
torment.
role that he was playing. So he was tagging Sard. So
Yeah.
lucky he kicked 3 goals in that. And he got on the end of some cheap, easy
sure
goals
did.
too. But no, so
Can I just say about him, Dom?
I hope that does not happen again.
I've
He cannot
never
be tagged.
seen a player more excited about a role than he was out there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
what
good.
What the hell was he doing? He was genuinely very excited out there.
Yeah,
Did
right.
you see him,
No, I
Cal?
didn't see it.
Oh, my God. He'll do it again because he was so happy.
He liked it.
How he liked it.
Who gets you a -3, Roy?
My -3, now, we're not allowed to give it to rookies.
No.
I needed 37 from that dude.
Okay.
So I'm giving it to Canelio for this horrendous. So it's Canelio that got 37. In 36 in my eyes.
Spike can have it.
So Spike can have it. There's a flow-on effect here.
Yep.
Cully can't have it. Canelio didn't actually play.
Yep.
Spike can have it. It's a very weak option. I understand that. But the torment involved in that
It's awful.
is just beyond a joke. So have we... I'll wait to breaking news to find out if you know anything about that one, Dog. But Canelio via Spike, -3.
This part of the podcast, boys, we've been having a look at how the race to the Toyota Hilux has been looking over the last few weeks, and it is hot.
It is.
It's hot at the top, and this weekend actually showed that something crazy. We have got on the line now Matt, the coach of Mottram's Marvels, who has been sitting on top of the AFL Fantasy Classic overall leaderboard with hands on the keys for the Toyota Hilux. Matt, welcome to the show, mate.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. It's a privilege to be on.
Well, you've been sitting there for 12 weeks
12 weeks?
12 weeks.
How stressful.
And we keep mentioning your name week in, week out about how well you are doing. So tell us about how you got there.
It's been pretty up and down, but I didn't start off with a perfect team. I think I had mainly the right rookies and most of the mid-prices and some good premiums, but it definitely wasn't a perfect team. I think it was about 14,000 overall after round one. So it's probably more down to making the right trade-ins and outs along the way that it's got me there.
So your starting side then, I guess your picks, did you nail all the main picks or did you try to get those in those first couple of weeks?
I nailed most of them, like your Hewitts and your Brodies. I actually started a little bit differently in the rucks. I had Proust on the bench.
Yeah.
And I started English and Grundy. So the only time Proust was good, I had him.
Nice. Okay. So, and then what are the moves then that have got you up to, well, still holding on to number one? 12 weeks.
12 weeks.
12 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, round two, I made a correction in my backline. I brought Sicily in. I think that was really crucial. Mm-hmm. And then I made some really good trade-ins and outs after round two. So I moved Rowell on really early after round two. I think that was a big key. And then I also traded in Andy Bray Shaw for round three. So I didn't even start with Bray Shaw. I missed his big score and traded him in thinking probably not the norm to do that, but I just had a feeling that I had to have him to succeed this year.
Look, mate, well done, firstly, because it's just amazing to see that you can hold number one spot for so long. Hopefully you hold it a little bit longer. But the story I want to know is how the hell did you end up with Zach Merritt, captain? You obviously pay no attention to Calvin's captain.
Oh, no, he was in the top five, mate.
But he would have everyone above him.
Yes, he would.
How did you end up with Zach Merritt?
Yeah, it's an interesting story. Laird would have been the one to go. I think I VC'd Steele, and then I had it on Laird. But Laird had a little bit of a tougher matchup with Carlton, whereas Merritt had the green team.
That's right.
There's probably a lot.
Yep. Did you hear that, Doug?
Green. That's from the scale of hardness.
Scale. I don't own the colour, but
paid comment,
yes,
no doubt.
There we go. Yeah. Sorry, mate. Keep going. You were talking about the scale, I think.
Hardness.
Yeah, you were talking about the scale.
I was. I'll look at that.
Yeah.
Stop. Just stop looking at it.
Yeah. Hey, he's been there for 12 weeks, mate, looking at the scale.
I want to hear about Merritt.
Right,
scale. Keep going.
So there's a few different stories out there about what I might have been or might not have been doing. But I actually just had a hunch. It was just before the game. I had a hunch and I swapped it onto Merritt. Even though the safe play was Laird, I just had a hunch and I swapped it onto Merritt.
Wow.
I was even speaking to someone who Warnie knows through message on Twitter, and I actually even said that to him. I swapped it, and at half time, I was thinking, what the hell have I done?
Oh, mate. So even the story for this, too, is that they had those late changes, North Melbourne, and brought in Kanye Turner, who has done some jobs in the past.
Yeah, he does.
Did that make your heart flutter a little bit as well?
It definitely did.
Oh,
wow.
It definitely did. But maybe the different coach, he just chose not to tag with Turner by the looks of it. So,
okay.
Lucky.
I can only imagine, because things in my team, like my team's irrelevant, and stuff that happened this weekend still made me feel kind of a mix between sick and angry. I didn't know if I was going to spew or punch a wall. Now, how did you actually feel physically and mentally when he was on 37 at half-time after backing a hunch?
Yeah, I wasn't feeling too good. Actually, I was watching the game to half-time. I turned it off. Sat down, had dinner, and turned my phone back on after dinner, and it was blowing up.
Were you pleasant to be around during that dinner?
No, my missus wasn't very happy with me this weekend.
I can imagine. God, if I was in that position, I'd be horrendous to be around.
How did those feelings change then? 75 points in the third quarter and then 60 in the last, so 135. I think I only had a couple of players score more than 135 for the game. How did you feel, and did you have that chest poked out pretty thickly?
I actually didn't. I was in shock.
He's not like you, Dog,
stunned.
is he? Dog would have had it out.
I would have had my smug T-shirt on.
Too right, you would have.
I dare say the mood improved for everyone in the household that night.
Now, did I catch you before, Matt, say that Warnie's been hitting you up on Twitter?
I've had a few conversations with Warn Dog over the last few weeks.
He's done it again.
He's been a big supporter.
There you go, a big supporter.
No,
Cal, you don't like
his
people.
comeback since the bye round is all because of Matt.
Yeah.
He's got little
coattails.
Little Selby.
Matt, have I asked you a question to help my team yet?
Not one. Good. Sorry, guys.
You know what he's doing there.
Have I helped your team?
No.
What's he doing, Roy?
He's trying to get the +1 of the grand final.
No, grooming. Dog grooming. For next year.
Dog grooming service.
It's good. I'm a supporter. That's the thing. Matt has done so well this year. It's unbelievable. And I'm nice to people, Calvin. You should take a leaf out of my book sometimes.
I try my best.
So what's it look like from here on then, Matt? You've got 3 weeks to go. Probably not a lot of sleep then maybe over these next 3 weeks. Are you going to try to play a straight bat from here on? Or what's your plan?
I'm actually not sure. I've got a few things I'm planning the next week or two, and I've been planning them for a few weeks back. But, it's easy to play a straight bat, but being in front, but it's not a big cushion there. I think it's 104 points, so that can be overtaken in a week really easily. Yeah, so it can be a bad...
Are you keeping... Oh, sorry, mate.
No, you go, mate. Sorry.
Are you keeping a bit of an eye on those other teams and what they're doing?
I think it makes sense to at least look at the other teams and what moves they make each week. I think anyone in first, second, third would be doing that this time of the year. But I think if I don't play my own game, I'll probably do myself in. So I've got to play my own game and just be aware of what's going on around me a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to hit you up on Twitter, mate, and I'll send you the real scale of hardness for this week. How about that?
Hey, that would be awesome.
Yeah, on the way.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Matt, and good luck over these next 3 weeks. It's awesome to see someone sitting at the top for so long, which is an epic thing. And if you need someone to go to the grand final with you, I'd be quite happy to come along.
He's doing it again.
Hey, mate, I appreciate all your support from all you guys, so thanks, Steve.
Good on you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast.
Alrighty-o, boys. Fair bit of news out of the weekend, but the key ones we'll go through. Stephen Canelio, that's soreness. So basically they said there was a high risk of him being injured.
Yes.
But he'll play this week.
So that's
Should
so
be
weird.
good to go.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that Thursday night. God, do you know what? I put this out on Twitter the other day. The transparency and that.
Yep.
Thursday night teams is an exciting event. I know it is for us. Yeah. I know it's for fantasy coaches as well, but it's beyond that, isn't it? So many people check it. Tipsters as well.
Do you know what they do?
Why can Brett Ratton play games?
Yeah.
With that? Why is that allowed? Do you know what I mean? I think there needs to be punishments or something.
Should be.
Yep.
They should be told to hold up the banner for the Suns.
Yes.
Here on.
100%. Something needs to happen, Doug.
All right, so yeah, watch on that one. So if you held, hopefully he should be right now.
Good hold, Roy.
The next one out of that game too is our mate Brandon. Rain Fade Bruce is what he probably should be. So he ended up with the MRO had to have a look at him.
Far out.
For that sort of hit. It was like whatever they call it. I can't remember what it is now, but
Nothing in it.
no, there wasn't. Only a $2,000 fine for him. So thankfully that was on road.
I hope he doesn't rely on match
lined him
payments
up.
because if that's where the bulk of his money comes from,
I'm going to start a
he
GoFundMe.
can't afford that.
Anyway, now the other thing with that, towards the end of the game, because I was watching that like a hawk, he had 85 points. So it was
that's
a
all right.
disastrous
For
game.
that price, it's good.
Dominated.
But he fell on his shoulder and got up holding it and stuff like that with a couple of minutes to go in the game. So it's just everywhere. And then, I think the press was pretty much talking about how Briggs has every chance to come in.
Oh,
this
yeah,
week.
no, he's dropped. He's dropped.
Dropped?
Well,
Yeah.
to play with him, I reckon. Because they had Tom Green in the ruck at one point there.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Spike.
He spent a
What's he
fair bit of
doing
time
there?
on the pine as well, Prusy. Like, it was just... You know when
my
you do
God.
pick up a player and you watch them
Yes,
so
yeah,
close
you
that
know
first
everything.
week that you
Yeah,
got
you
them,
know
like,
more about him than
it was
most, yeah.
Shocking.
So
Can
the
he
thing
break
is-
his record of most consecutive
Nah,
games?
not if
No,
this...
I don't think it's going to.
No.
So he's gone to the
I
MRO.
can't believe this has happened.
He's hurt himself.
Yep.
And there's questions over whether he needs support or even holds his spot.
Yep. Couldn't have done any
It's
better.
just the juicy Prusy
Could
story.
not
I can't
see
believe
that
you haven't
coming.
got him as well, VA.
Oh, you...
Gotcha.
That's even
my
better.
God.
Oh,
Not
wow.
fair. Your mate Jai Cully, Roy, and most of our mates, because we've all got him on the
No,
pine.
you guys are still friends with him. I'm not.
So early in the game, gave an elbow.
Yeah.
Bad one.
I did see it.
So this is prior to that being handed down by the MRO.
What's he get, dog?
3.
Yeah.
2 or 3, I reckon it is. But it was bad. He won't be playing this week, definitely. Well, he won't be anyway, because he hurt his hamstring and got subbed out. So season over for him, I reckon.
No,
So
I'm still friends. Poor Jai.
He's got a bit of juice written about him.
he
doesn't
does.
All that sort of stuff.
He's able to do all of that.
Mini juice.
Taylor Adams. So he hurt his groin. Jeremy Howie's quad. Taylor Adams. Tough draft.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a shocker this
He wouldn't
year.
have slid that far, would he?
No. And yeah, you hope that he's there, but he's missed a bit.
He has.
Now, the Bont's one to worry about a little bit because he was a bit sore, a bit of a corky on him.
Oh, yes.
So, one to watch this week.
There's
Fingers crossed he'll
corkies
be
and
right.
there's corkies this year.
Yeah, I know.
Usually,
Some
last
corkies have
year
been
I would have
shockers.
seen this. Yeah, I would have seen that and gone, dog, you're overthinking it because you're an owner.
Nope.
This year, corky, that can be 2 weeks.
You're right again.
Gary Rowan caught one in the head and got subbed out. Now, Corey Durden, shoulder and sub. Now, Nick Newman had a bit of a flesh injury on his knee.
Unbelievable
Yeah.
scenes.
Bit of
Yeah.
Clarice.
Yeah, and to be out of the game.
Yeah, for that.
Yeah.
I think they'd strap that up. Strap and tape fixes everything, doesn't it, Cal?
It does, but when it's on your kneecap, like how do you hold that together?
And Matt Kennedy, late in the game there, a bit of concussion.
Yes, that wasn't good. He's missing.
Yeah. Now, Dylan Grimes subbed out with a hammy. Zach Bailey, did you see him?
Yes.
No.
That looked like that hurt. Calvin, you've heard of Sterner before. We haven't told this story on our podcast.
Oh, God.
I don't think we have.
This was amazing.
I snapped my sternum.
How did you do it?
I ran into a letterbox.
Running back with the flight of the ball for a mark, he has found the sturdiest
It was
letterbox you have ever seen. It did not move at all.
Yeah.
It,
And I couldn't have hit any flush, like right on the point.
of the letterbox,
Yep.
the toughest letterbox in the world.
And it snapped me.
Didn't get a tough opponent, though.
No, it
How
didn't.
how
but-
was he? How did he perform?
Well, he didn't take the +3, and he was just down on the ground in a heap. One of our... Actually, it was Piercy. Put the boot in. Get up,
He's
mate.
kicking me.
He was kicking him, and this is the sound, all that we could hear.
Couldn't breathe.
He had to go to hospital. He came off second best.
So
took on a letterbox.
Will Zach Bailey play this week, Cal?
No chance.
No chance. No chance.
Right.
Man, oh, man.
Other ones there. Jai Caldwell was subbed out with a calf injury, and Dylan Shearer, that was a hamstring why he was laid out as well in that game. So they're the big pieces of news. Stuff to watch, but
There's big draft names there.
100%.
There is.
And these are the weeks where it's going to be so tough.
There's nothing on the free agents either.
Just
you
might have
can't
to
even get
find-
someone to fill a 80-point hole.
Use your cow scale of hardness and just take
Yeah.
a
A good matchup.
Yeah.
Just
a
try to
matchup
find
punt.
someone that's there that could
Good call.
score. Okay. Only a couple of things from the Magoos news worth talking about. Brody Grundy made his return.
Okay.
So he played 3 quarters, 11 disposals, 8 tackles. I think that might have been a game high as well. No marks in that, though, for a 77. So scoring was 77.
Okay. He did enough.
He's coming in, though, isn't he?
Two righties
I
coming in.
think so.
Yes,
as long as they think he's got enough run in his legs, basically. I actually heard them talk about it. If it's to any form of risk or detriment, obviously... You just hold off. Like, he's a prize bull.
Yes.
People are being a bit disrespectful the way they're talking about him, to be honest, because, they've won 10 in a row.
Yep.
And that's with Cox. Grundy doesn't have to come back and be the man. He can just be a way better Cox.
Yep.
Can't he? Like, seriously.
He could.
Not even trying to be funny. But you know what I mean? You can always get better.
Yes.
Yes.
And that makes them even better.
Agree.
He's going to be fine, I reckon.
So what
He's
happens
gonna be
then? Darcy Cameron, when the pair of them play together?
Well,
Darcy's a good forward.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
I
problem.
don't think it's going to be what it would be 10 weeks ago, though, the split.
No.
Cameron's going to be having a fair chunk of ruck, and Grundy will be forward.
Yep.
But then you look at Grundy, 0 marks in the VFL. They want clunks up there.
That's true.
It's a good call.
So it's interesting. It's definite must watch. You don't own him anymore, dog.
No.
Because the repercussions of this
anyone
for
would.
Cameron are massive.
Oh, yeah. It's still, I think, so let's talk Cameron.
Yes.
It's a must trade now.
Cow?
If he's in.
Can I offer you a prissy?
Oh, yeah. So they're both up against Max
You should
Gawn.
have to do it.
Right.
Guess when they play, though, Roy?
Friday night.
Friday night.
Oh, you don't want to be doing that.
I'm just saying.
Friday night moves when
God.
you don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roy. Also out of the VFL was Sam Darcy, who's stringing together a bit of form at the moment too. So he had his best score for Footscray with 101. Just hold him off.
We don't want him
to
debut
do next year.
not
We
want any part of that.
And so he's had a couple of 90s, so he's going to be all right. He's going to be a very good player.
He
He's
is.
still growing, I'm told.
What?
Yeah.
Height-wise?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
We're growing out.
Darcy Tucker, just wanted to mention him and his numbers there. Could be someone, if we're talking about off the free agents, if
Let
you
me go
could find him
shopping.
there. 38 disposals, 9 marks, 7 tackles, 3 goals and 176,
That's
if you
a
don't
day
mind.
out.
Yeah.
Big day for him. So, yeah, maybe checking out the VFL scores on afl.com.au and the Waffle scores there. You could check those out to see who has been dominating, and you might have to do it beforehand, or when those teams come out on Thursday, just be ready to scoop up.
You know what?
Free agents.
That's where we're at such a disadvantage.
We are.
Everyone in our leagues there, like sniffing around the scrap heap.
Yep.
We don't get to.
Filthy.
No, it's filth, all right.
Before we go, just to put your hands together for David Mundy announced his retirement today. He has been a very good player.
Yes, he has.
Retiring on the week that he had 100 fantasy points and 35. I think he's
weapon.
playing out the rest of the season.
What a weapon. Of course he
is an absolute machine. Hopefully they get a premiership. Could they?
No chance.
Hi guys, Sarah Ollie here from the AFL Exchange podcast. You can grab this show every Monday night with myself, Riley Beveridge and Cal Toomey. Plus catch the brand new Fresh Drop on Thursday mornings with Exchange Extra. We are delving into all the things that matter in the footy world, so join us as we get to the bottom of the issues the fans want answered on-field and off-field. The serious and also the not-so-serious stuff. That's AFL Exchange. Find us wherever you listen to your podcasts and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Issues, tissues. Cow, you've got plenty of them here today. How many have you used? Do you reckon you've used today?
Mate, I've lost about 4 litres of snot.
Can I just add to one of the stories I was talking about earlier?
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Guess where I was and what I was doing, and you guys know me well to know, God, what a situation this would be to be in. When you messaged me about Cully needing 2 more points in a whole quarter and being subbed outright, I was on the side of the road with the bonnet up trying to work out why my bloody car wouldn't go. Do you need that?
No, you don't.
Do you really need that?
And you certainly don't, Roy.
The torment of it. It should not
the mechanic
drift
you are
into your actual life.
What were you looking at?
Just to see if anything was dangling or something might have snapped.
Or if someone saw your bonnet up and decided to pull over and help.
No, but I'll tell you what, that strategy did work.
Yep.
This dude probably knocked off a good 20 cans, I reckon, beforehand. He comes up, he goes, I'm not a mechanic's you know what, but let's have a look. So we were both looking for dangly bits together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he was a big help.
But
Thanks,
it worked.
mate. Yeah, and it worked. We did it.
I wonder if, like, mechanics drive past.
We did it.
They drive past and
paying?
see that. Do you reckon? A mechanic would drive past, see your bonnet and go, oh, I could help this fella out a little bit.
He's been looking at that stuff all week.
Yeah,
It's
he
the
wouldn't
last
care.
thing
He wouldn't care.
All right. We're talking about other things than fantasy football at the moment, which is probably where our heads are at with our season. 3 weeks ago. But 3 weeks ago means that we've got semi-finals this week. Coaches are needing to make decisions. People that are gunning for that hat are making their calls, which I made up 8 points on 100th place.
You can do it, dog.
You can do it.
Daniel's team, Maxi Bonds, is sitting there at the moment with 43,269 points.
Self-handicapping, it's actually called.
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
look in the dictionary of
It's
brain.
called, Brett Ratning is what it is. I would have actually sat here and gone, if I had have had old mate, if I hadn't have picked up Bayley Smith and I had have picked up Marshall, I would have been sitting here and just smugly agreeing with you that I'm a chance for a hat. But I'm not. So anyway.
you zoned out of the dog show,
I
didn't
totally
you?
have. I thought we were on to issues.
Right, you've got some issues.
What's
You
my
picture
issue?
a dog show. It's like a poodle prancing around.
You've got plenty of issues, Cal, but we'll get to your fantasy ones first
Right.
before we look at getting some Lamisil.
So what?
Is that what it was called? Lamisil?
Oh,
That cream that you were using?
Like the hemorrhoid cream.
Anusol.
There would be people out that have done the exact same thing I did.
Yeah.
That's a setup. That's
Yeah.
a trap.
That's good.
Anusol.
Anusol.
Right. Where is your pain in your anusol, Cal, at the moment?
What are we
Backline.
talking
Well, you wanted to talk about who do you trade out in the backline.
So-
that
Right.
was me trying to, in the last 3 minutes, trying to get
Right.
you to start
Segue.
talking
I
about
zoned out.
this
So
thing.
basically, in everyone's backline,
Yeah.
well, not everyone's backline, because there's some good teams out there. It's your dilemma of
Yeah.
chippy,
He's so annoying at the moment.
Dacos,
Yeah.
even Jaden Short,
Yeah.
and even Sick Dog for those guys who are still rocking
Sick
with
Dog
him.
goes first out of all of them, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
He does.
So out of those four,
Yeah.
so Sick Dog can go first.
He does.
But the other two, so I'm talking here in Dacos.
Short seemed to be across the back line a bit more, didn't he?
At times,
It's so
from what I was watching.
random.
Yeah, I
He
was
took
watching
a
bit
couple
more
of
of the Bombers
kickouts, though,
game.
as well. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he...
But I'm saying the other boys get another week because they're up against Melbourne.
I know, but Shorty gets another week because his role looks like it's transitioning back, doesn't it?
Dacos gets the week ahead of Chippy.
Yeah.
Because at least Chippy's in the midfield, whereas Dacos is...
Isn't that weird?
In
So
defence.
people would be listening and going, but we are always, especially in the preseason, talking about more midfield time.
Yeah.
In this matchup versus the Demons, we are saying, out of those two that are both capable of playing in the middle and down back, we actually want the guy with more back time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Melbourne give up the most uncontested marks.
Yep.
Being the man I am, the People's Prince.
Yes.
I did a little bit of digging.
Did
you?
Right. Research
How
is called
accurate
dog.
is this? Because I think last week, Calvin, you made a little bit of a clanger about some of your tips. Was
Mate.
it about Defenders and Port Adelaide or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
They didn't even play each other. Yeah.
It was like one of those little political disclaimers he put out on Twitter. Apologies for the information I disclosed. That was actually incorrect.
Did you read it real fast?
Yes.
I tried to do that. So, in round 13, Collingwood played against Melbourne.
Right.
Okay. Dacos had 114.
Right.
With 6 marks,
Yeah.
33 touches. That's what he does again this week.
Yeah. So you know what he had, how many marks he had versus Port Adelaide, the toughest matchup for defenders last week? You know how many he had?
1.
1.
Yes, I did
Who
research
knows?
that.
That's why I was trading him last week.
Yes.
I was so comfortable
So
with doing
Now
that.
you'll get rewarded, hopefully,
Yes.
dog.
Hopefully.
I'm talking a big ton.
So, Jaden Short,
Yeah.
he plays against Port Adelaide this week.
Oh, gulp.
Yes.
I did not realise that, cow.
But then he goes into Hawthorn.
Go back into the midfield then, Shorty.
Just switch it around.
You wouldn't know.
So, as far as that goes, I think that obviously Sick Dog can go first for me, and we'll see my trades in a minute, Roy. But these Collingwood guys get another week.
Yes. This was always going to be a tough one, but the carrot of the Demon matchup was
Yes.
there as well. But with Chippy, like we're talking, he's not spending a whole lot of time back there.
No, he's not.
Do you know, he was one of the prized picks at the start of the year. Everyone was celebrating that. But like I've said with this guy, he will cost you hats.
Oh, yes.
He's costing people hats again this year. Look at his form of late.
Mate,
it is horrendous.
He scored 64. He's averaged 79 in his last 3. Gross.
It is very bad, and it is costing you a hat.
So people can still offload him this week.
100%.
Yep.
And because then he'll bite you on the other side. He'll actually find form again.
Yeah.
This is what he does.
So anyway, there you go, Dom.
Right.
There's my 2 cents.
Any other players like that are worth getting rid of at the moment?
Yeah,
Well,
some people are still hooking with the Berg back there.
Oh, yeah. So that was a big role change again.
It was. So Spike's talking about players checking out.
Yeah.
Mate, you might check
That
back
was an
in yourself.
interesting presser to say that.
Oh, 100% it was.
He doesn't get a coaching gig next year with him.
No, and have a look at yourself. So Himmelberg has finally found a way to impact games.
Yeah.
And he played there as a junior, and he looks right at home when he's across half-back. Very attacking kick, all that sort of thing. Spike moved him.
Oh,
Mate, you checked out.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. But you can't trust him. So maybe the Berg goes ahead of even Sick Dog if he's going to play forward.
Jeez. Whoa.
That's a big call. At least there's a hope he moves back. But, yeah, I don't know.
Sick Dog's role's changed a bit too. I feel like he's not taking kick-ins. He's been more accountable. Is what his probably issue is. That's what we don't want from our defenders.
Yeah.
You know, that whole word defend.
That's
we don't want you to be doing that.
Sam Mitchell again.
Sam Mitchell.
Holding players accountable. Good on you, mate.
All right, well, let's have a look at the top trades for round 21 is what we're coming into. That's all thanks to our mates at Toyota. Oh, what a feeling now. The most popular traded in players... Rowan Marshall, number 1 there, of course, after that big score, and he is the number 1 ruck. Tom Stewart, Josh Worrell, your old mate, Zach Merritt, Joyce Arong. People are just cashing down to the last ones there. A couple of other names that are worth mentioning there is Luke Parker. Should have picked him instead of Bayley Smith last week.
100%.
Right.
Anyway.
Why didn't you check scale of hardness?
He's got kangaroos this week, mate.
Oh, my God.
Holy moly.
I just didn't think. I just thought, Baz Lenker, there he gun.
No brainer, back him in.
Now, the most popular outs there, Cal, your mate, Roy, your mate, Jai Cully, but then James Sicily is a very highly traded out player. He's a big premium. People are trading out Canelio. He should be back, so I'd be holding there.
Yep.
Parnell and also Ware, and it's basically all of the rookies. People are shuffling. It might be to get your cash, or for some people it might be. There are a few teams still floating with some of these rookies on field to be upgrading them as you can. So a couple of other names further down the list, though. Darcy Cameron, that'll increase, I reckon, especially when it comes around to Thursday night. Yep. And we do see that Brody Grundy is named. So that's it. All right, so let's have a look at our trades then this week. Calvin.
Yes, mate.
You have that highly traded out player there in Sicily, and you are moving him on, aren't you?
I am moving him on, and I can get a midfielder guy in as well. So that's a big, big bonus. And the best I can get to is your boy, Sam Walsh.
You won't be disappointed.
So he's coming off a 128, I think.
That was with a little chubby ankle too.
Yeah, so... There you go, fixing him up in the midfield.
Good work.
At this point, I am trying to correct the mistakes from last week. And instead of having Bruce, I'm having Marshall. So it's going to be Bruce to Marshall. Just because it's a headache that I don't want to have.
Are you getting rid of Bruce?
Yes, I am.
You lasted 1 week
I
with
know,
him.
and I should not
Dog,
have done
that
it.
is... No.
I should not have done it.
You can't
can
do that.
fix mistakes. It feels like it's a terrible thing to do because I've got those defenders that we talked about earlier in the podcast to get rid of.
What happens when
Stick with him.
Tom Campbell is named?
Then I'm going to stick with it.
Fair enough.
No.
No, they won't do it. Rats was just foxing. I'm still crabby with Rats.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Could have been the player that I had, and I would have been sitting here happy. Instead, I'm sitting here grumpy.
Territory.
What are you doing, Destroy?
I'm culling, listen to this, either McRae or Lockie Neal.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
So, like my boring team, at the end of the season, I want to at least go, I've got all the big mids in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at least I can enjoy watching them. So one of those two will go to Laird. I'm yet to decide which one. I know McRae comes home with a couple of really ripping games, greens.
Yep.
But, yeah, they're both very disappointing. McRae on the weekend.
So you're going to be happy to get rid of a McRae over like a Dacos. Well, I guess match up now.
Hell yeah, I am.
Dacos gets 1 more week.
Yeah.
We've said that for a while.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that, especially on a week like this week where a lot of the premiums in those positions just didn't get it done either. It wasn't by a whole lot either. So I think Dacos' chance to get to 90 is just as good as some of those premiums back there at the moment.
Well, fire up your app. Go and make your rage trades now. Get yourself ready for round 21 and get ready to reverse them all when we see teams on Thursday night.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
All right, let's hit up Twitter here and see what questions we've got leading into round 21. From Tim, how do I get rid of Short, Crisp, McRae, English, Taranto whilst only using 2 trades?
It's hard to do.
It is.
Very
But you
hard to
prioritise.
do. You do.
And does it come down to the cow scale of hardness?
It
Is that
does.
where you can...
The scale of hardness.
Look, there's one button you can press that fixes all those.
You sure can.
It's big and it's red. Don't do it. No, I don't know.
You just look at their matchups coming up.
Yeah.
Short this week against Port Adelaide's probably the hardest one that there is. So he can go first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Nathan wants to know, who goes first out of Darcy and Bruce? Got DPP on any line, so you can kind of go into whoever you want.
Wow. I think it's Darcy, and he's got the extra money on his head.
So Wood's saying hold on to a Bruce.
Yeah.
He might not even get named, right? And then the decision's made for you.
Well, if Briggs was named with him, you'd have bought, wouldn't you? You'd go, that's where you get out.
I think so.
What, if Briggs is named with Bruce, that's not as daunting as Grundy being named with Cameron.
That's true. No. Yeah, so you got
Cameron. Hang on. So I'm thinking, so if that's Darcy Cameron, Darcy Cameron goes before.
So,
but that might be Sean Darcy.
No, it wouldn't be.
Would it? Yeah. No. Sean Darcy had a 90, didn't he?
Yeah, he was all right. No, Cameron goes before the Juice.
Last time...
I get confused. Too many Darcys
that's true. Last time Briggsy played with Prusy scored better than he did the other day anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that's okay.
It is.
Okay. Bailey, are we ticking off trading McRae and Neil?
Roy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
they're premiums. They'll average probably 100 the rest of the year, but they are just in another stratosphere to the likes of Laird, Steele, Mills, Bray Shaw.
Because when you look at a McRae...
Merritt.
Yeah. McRae hasn't hit 110 in his last 6.
Yeah.
These guys are pulling it out every week.
And Neil's not much different.
No.
Well, Neil... Bales has flagged here, the tag flag, for round 22 and round 23.
Okay.
That Neil may cop those. So, who would you bring in? These are his combos.
Right.
Mills and Touk/Oliver.
Touk's another guy I forgot about, sorry.
Yeah, I'll tick that. You can tick any of those guys off. Oliver has been a couple of sub-100 scores since he broke his thumb.
Yeah.
Who's he play this week? He's got Collingwood.
Yeah, so he'll be
the
fine.
number one easiest
team. So,
for
are you
midfielders.
picking Oliver over Touk? Touk tag flag here?
Touk could get a tag this week by McGuinness.
He could.
So that is a small concern.
It is a small concern.
Oliver should have a massive one. He had a massive one. Was it last time they played? Was it 146 this year against Collingwood?
Huge.
So is this combo Mills and Oliver, or would you go Merritt and then a Cornelio, Marshall, or Walsh? Who are you picking out of Cornelio, Marshall, and Walsh then?
Marshall, Walsh. It's probably got to be Marshall.
It's Marshall for me.
And then Walsh.
I actually liked that combo. What was it? Merritt, Marshall?
Merritt and Marshall.
Hell yeah, I'm all over that.
So Merritt and Marshall over Mills and Oliver.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm comfortable with that.
Yep.
No broken thumbs in
No.
that scenario.
Yep.
Okay. James says he brought in Bruce last week. Is it Zorko this week? See Zorko's numbers?
Yeah, and
Zorko
that
was
price.
Can he get through 3 weeks? Yes.
I think he can. I think for that price, given that he's now got that game under his belt, which was a solid 90,
Yep.
I think he's a viable option.
Oh, could you do it?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. He had a 97.
And you can hide him in defence. And
Yeah.
it's only 3 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Luke's throwing out here, is Aaron Hall a trade target? Missed with health and safety protocols this week. Obviously had a massive game coming back last week.
There's always something.
There is always something.
But there's only 3 weeks
so
left.
many issues with a lot of these targets.
Yeah. There is only 3 weeks left.
You can do an Aaron Hall if you don't already have a Juice or a...
Okay, so
You're talking don't have too
limit
many.
your
You
risk.
can't have too many of them. You get one.
They might get you to a GF, but they could all come crashing down
right,
at the
they
same
will.
time.
But you're going a Stewart over Aaron Hall and things like that, aren't you?
Yes.
I think you
Got to.
are.
Yep.
I think so. If you're chasing, like if you want an Uber premium, it's not Hall. The other guys in that price tag are probably better.
Yep.
But if you need the cash grab or the best you can get to is Zorko, that's a play.
It is.
It's a worry, but it's a play.
Now, Logan is bringing in Marshall. Who's it for? Is it Himmelberg after playing up forward, or is it Sicily after his disgraceful display, he says?
Look, this is a massive issue here because if Himmelberg is down back, you are holding him over Sicily every day of the week.
Yep.
But it's like the old days with Sick Dog when he got put forward. It's happening to the Berg. The Berg can still score well if it's one quarter, but not if it's predominantly his role.
You would assume that the Sick Dog would score well down here.
You would?
Yes.
You would also assume that Spike heard the criticism about that move and the Berg goes back.
You would think so.
Sicily is the safer hold.
It's the safer hold, yeah. Yep. Feels dirty, though, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
David, have we answered this sort of? Is Cameron an automatic trade if Grundy comes back, or is it more important to upgrade a Dacos or Crisp?
We've said Dacos and Chippy get an extra week.
Right.
Just because of the matchup.
Yeah.
So Cameron, he's a higher priority if Grundy is back to trade.
Yeah, because his matchup's bloody hard. Whereas we're talking Dacos is delicious.
Yeah.
Cameron's is
Horrible.
borderline nightmare.
Yeah. He would be the hardest ruck to score against in Max Gone.
All right. What do we do with McRae for Lauren? Roy says trade.
He can go.
Look, he can.
Too right, he
He's
can go.
just not one of the big dogs, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep,
He's
agreed.
probably about...
As long as you can be getting to one of the big ones.
Yeah. He'd be ranked probably 12th at the moment.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
So he's got Freo under the roof. So Freo has been one of the hardest to score against this year.
And like he is more than capable of whacking a 120
of course he
in
is.
your face.
Of course he is.
But I reckon you can run the gauntlet with him as well and flick him off.
Well, as I said, he hasn't gone over 110 in his last 6.
The heads have been tilting a bit, to be honest.
Too right it has.
Saren and Jacko. Hey, legends. Currently ranked 433rd.
Well done.
And
Well
was
done.
wondering what your thoughts are on these trades. Cameron to Marshall.
Tick.
McRae to Bray Shaw or Oliver. So who is it? Bray Shaw or Oliver?
It's Bray Shaw.
They're great moves.
It's Oliver.
Well, and I don't blame that.
Bray Shaw, Calvin. Just because you hate him.
The matchup is sick. Who does Bray Shaw play this week?
He's got the Bulldogs, Roy, who are the number one hardest team to score against. You will not see Bray Shaw
Were
in
they
the
on the
top
weekend?
10 captain run this week, dog. Were the Bulldogs hard to score against last week? Yes. Only Isaac Smith had 104. He was the only guy to turn up.
Okay, so you have made the correct decision there, Cal.
Thank
It
you.
is Clayton Oliver.
Thank you. And I don't hate Bray Shaw. Why is that even being said?
You must do.
I don't. I want him to fail, yes. Only because you've got him.
Matt Mascar. Parker and Stewart as a combo? Or Dawson and Moore? Whoa. Parker and Stewart is my old man straight back.
What? Yeah, but Moore gets it done again.
I don't know how he ended up getting it done again on the weekend.
I know. It was like that, wasn't it?
Matt, who's leading the whole thing, he has more in his team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are
Follow
old,
guys like that.
stubborn, useless.
Well, listen to you. You can't even find a way to like the Brownlow medal favourite.
I thought you were talking about Angus. No. So, he got it done again, 98 for Moore.
Yeah.
I think I'm still Parker and Stewart.
So
Parker
I'm
with the run
Parker.
and Stewart.
Parker.
2 more games still at GMHBA Stadium.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Where he does not struggle at all. That's the play.
How many points short did he fall on the weekend from your prediction, Cow?
What did I predict?
At least a good 53.
Oh, way
He
more.
had 96 or something.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, fair way
a long
off.
way
Sorry,
under, Cow.
54.
Fair way off.
Adrian, do I trade Sicily to Stewart?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jed Anderson to Parker?
Hell
That's
yeah.
Slinker.
Can I hear a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Or double downgrade for my leagues? Ooh. So the double downgrade, if you've got the week off and you're not caring about your overall ranking, it's a good play.
Oh, yeah.
It can be. It also can be fraught with danger. You're left with all this cash and you're straight swapping.
I would just be fixing up the Jed Anderson
So
to
would
your
I.
Luke Parker.
So Jed Anderson to Luke Parker
That's
is
a
better than
huge
Sicily
upgrade.
to Stewart?
Sicily to Stewart.
Jed can't be trusted.
No, and Parker plays North Melbourne this week. So he's a 115.
Green. That would be green,
That's-
I reckon, on the scale.
Wrong dog, dark green.
Dark green.
Yeah.
You
so,
want a piece of that pie?
Yeah, you sure do. Parker for sure.
Is Mills going to be in the captain conversation then this week?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Of course he is.
Last couple here. Manny wants to know Sicily to Doherty
Sicily to
delicious.
Does it go Rob to English? Roy, you're a Rob owner.
I am a Rob owner.
Already have Marshall.
I would be going the defensive move there.
Yep.
English.
He wasn't great on the weekend.
No,
Mate,
he was no
since
good.
his concussion, he has looked horrible. I wish I didn't own him.
Yeah.
Zach wants to know, why am I so bad? Ashley's replied, there are probably a lot of reasons. How much time do you have?
Oh.
Yes, the podcast is
Chin
probably...
up, mate. Chin up, big fella.
Come on,
Getting
you're
a bit
right.
long.
Just have a look at my team.
Quick fire ones here for Lincoln. Wants to know, Mills, Steele or Merritt?
Oh, I love it. All these big
That's
dogs.
tough.
This is the guys you want. Mills, Steele. I'll
Black
tell you
scored
what.
135 in the last half.
I actually had.
Good copper tag, though, Cal.
I had Steele captain on the weekend, and he was very disappointing. You know, coming off 10 marks, he wasn't running back for those marks. He would have only had 2 or 3.
Okay.
So we're going to rule him out based on that, because it was a nice matchup as well. He didn't get the tag.
Throw this in
I'm
as
chasing
well.
ceiling moving forward.
It's got to be Mills, I think.
Yeah.
So Merritt could be tagged this week in the GWS game. So there's a little flag on him.
Has Spike tagged anyone yet?
He tagged last week.
Did he?
So he used Lockie Ash on Chad Warner, of all people.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
Warner
Did he really?
held Warner to 65. And just last year when they played each other, Lockie Ash tagged Parrish. Parrish obviously isn't playing.
And Merritt's coming off one of the all-time
So
monsters.
it could go to Merritt.
It definitely could.
So
we're going Mills.
Mills is the one.
Yeah.
Ashley Moore wants to know, is Sick Dog to Redmond an upgrade? How good is the Red Dog?
What is the Red Dog doing, dog?
Marking.
Marking and running up the ground
Running
and doing
up the
everything
ground.
that we thought old Riddler was
Yes,
going to ever be.
That's a good point.
10 marks for old Red Dog.
This
He's
is what he
just good.
does.
139 points.
Yep. and
He's either going to
He's
be
got a ceiling.
next year in draft.
Yeah.
He's going to be the guy that we all get burnt by massive.
Oh, yeah.
So I love Redmond's ceiling. He could also throw a 70 on you at any given time.
Yep.
But he's better than Sick Dog. Sick Dog doesn't have a ceiling at the moment.
I don't know what happened 2 weeks ago, but he had a 42 against Collingwood. What's going on
Didn't
there,
he
dog?
get subbed out or something then? Or
Oh, I
he
think
hurt
Yeah, he got
himself? or-
hurt. It was only last week, was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's got basically 2 140s in his last 3 games.
Yeah.
Good player.
Wow.
It's big.
Does Bayley Smith come good
No.
in the last few rounds for
I don't
since I've
know.
not gone?
Roy, you're a Bayley Smith fan.
I thought he was tracking in the right direction to bump up his time on ground and
Yeah.
everything else would flow accordingly. But he hasn't looked as good since he's come back.
He had a couple of low tons.
He has, yes.
He had a very small 60 on the weekend, but I guess it's Geelong in Geelong.
I know. What was his time on ground?
The time
should
on-
be at 90 by now.
Where is he? Bayley Smith is at 83%.
Yeah, not enough. It's a different Bailey.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
So, I don't know. You wouldn't bother trading him out unless you could get him to a midfielder.
Yep.
You wouldn't bother trading him out in the forward line.
Roy, is Patrick Cripps still a trade out option?
Oh, my.
No, but you can thank me for the rocket.
Jeez.
You can thank me for the rocket.
I reckon we can thank Pitnet being back and also Hewitt being out.
Yeah, I mean,
Dominator.
Pitto wasn't back last week, and
No,
he
he's still-
absolutely dominated. But that was a season high, 139 on the weekend.
Yeah.
And
Oh, no.
Carlton are back to relying on Bodacious to do absolutely everything.
Yep.
And that's what the result was, 41 touches.
Since I traded him out, 121, 139.
Yeah, he's a beast again.
Wow.
So, no, he's not a trade-out dog.
Yep.
He's a trade target at under 800,000.
There you go.
Bargain.
All right. Ethan, do you guys get stats on how many leagues you win because we're auto-filled so many? If I need...
I'll get one.
If
I'll
I need
still be
something,
zero.
if I need something out of a weekend, I'll stroll down and find all those. And go, yeah, I've been old, mate. Johnny 2,497 X
Gosh.
in a league and go, yep, I'll take that
I
one.
need to scroll down till I find some joy.
Right, you might be able to find some joy with us on Thursday night when we are talking teams and all the AFL fantasy news and stuff you need to know to help you win semi-finals it is this week. We'll hopefully, we'll answer some more questions there. There are still quite a few here, Cal, but I can see that you are getting a little bit tired.
It's been a while, mate.
You're
He's getting restless, isn't he?
yeah, his snot rags over there are getting a little bit empty. We're old V8. It's like a tap.
Yeah, it's like a tap today. Anyway, I'm fighting through. I'm a warrior.
Can you word dissect that for me? You're getting restless. Restless.
Less. Oh, wow.
Because
So,
you're all agitated.
yeah.
Rest less.
Yeah.
How's that
Jeez,
gonna
we've
help?
talked some rubbish today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Oh, what do you got?
No, I was going to say, are you enjoying the Commonwealth Games at the moment, Roy?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am.
Boring.
Commonwealth
I love
Games
it as
like
background
the
noise.
bloody Tithead Cup.
I cannot stand the Commonwealth Games.
Look,
Why not?
I know where you're coming from,
Everyone
and I
gets a medal.
completely agree.
Get some good countries in it.
I tell you what, it's a confidence boost.
Oh, isn't it ever?
Isn't it?
It's for the teams, like in fantasy, that, I had the most points for, but I finished outside of the 8 and all that sort of stuff. So you
Yeah.
get that chance in the bottom half of the ladder, so you've still got a premiership to go for in the Tithead Cup. That's what the Commonwealth
I
Games
hear
is
though.
like.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Like, yeah, 3-on-3.
And I think, some people get really excited about it.
Yeah, but there is nothing better for some background noise.
I know, yeah.
At least it's sport.
That's true.
God, you hate Bray Shaw, you hate sport.
You are grumpy, aren't you?
What do you
Shut
do
it
this
down, Doug.
podcast?
Big thanks to Matt for joining us. Hopefully you're enjoying the last couple of weeks of your season. Good luck. Go and get yourself a Toyota Hilux. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on Thursday night. Bye.